Let me tell you something about Cindy. She is a poor loser. Now, she would say, I'm a gloating winner, so you can be the judge. What happened in our marriage was, how do we date after we're married? It's easy when you're engaged. It's a whole different ballgame when you're married. So how do you continue to court one another through the struggles of life? That's what this session is about. You know, when you and I dated, we lived 3.5 hours away. Mm-hmm. So you would drive to see me, or I would drive to see you, and we would just do something constantly.
Yeah, very intense weekends.
The whole time. So we cooked meals together. We talked nonstop. Neither had televisions, did we?
If we did, we just never watched it. I don't remember.
And then we got married.
Just about like that.
And then dating took on a different form.
Well, we didn't date because we were married. We didn't know we were supposed to.
And so I would go ride my motorcycle with my friends.
Yes, you did.
And you would...
Cry.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. You sat at home happy, right? You were happy.
Yeah,
you were my trophy bride, yeah.
So happy. So happy.
So we learned early on we had to find something in common. Mm-hmm. And it was not easy.
It wasn't, and we learned that we had to continue dating. I still needed to be pursued.
You told me you liked to go camping when we were engaged.
I lied.
We went camping one time, and you cried, and you were you were cold. Mm-hmm. You were freezing.
And I spilled hot chocolate on your down jacket.
Yes, you did. For the record, you spilled hot. I've forgotten that. And then we tried racquetball.
And you won. And that didn't work either.
See, I thought we were just having fun, and you said...
I have to win to have fun.
You also said I was a gloating winner.
Well, you were, because you reminded me that you won.
But you were a poor loser.
Any loss is poor.
So that didn't work.
No, that didn't work.
So we had a tough time finding something in common.
We did, until somebody gave us an idea.
Which was?
To write down, each of us, we each made a list of 10 or 20 things that we would like to do, and then we compared those lists, and we found things in common that we could do.
Well, as I recall, we marked them +4, we'd love to do them, -4, we'd never want to do them.
Yeah, like
and then
we'd rather die.
Right, we found some in the middle, and that ended up being, we took a stained glass course together.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a kick. We took ballroom dancing lessons.
That was interesting.
Yeah. It was horrible. I hated it.
In a fun sort of way.
In a fun sort of way, yeah, miserable sort of way. When one of the things we learned through family life and others is if we don't continue dating each other, if we don't court each other all of our married life, we tend to drift.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And we get in parallel lives, your work, your job, you're raising your children, I'm in my work job, I'm babysitting when I come home. We had those arguments. How do you guys, when you look at your marriage relationship, how did you discover one when you were drifting? And just think through the courting process before, and then did you drift? And what did you do to recalibrate those relationships?
I think we can really resonate with you guys on our dating relationship, because most of our dating relationship was from afar. So we had these intense phone conversations, and I'd fly in for the weekend, and it was this whirlwind of emotions and excitement, and then we got married, and that all kind of stopped because we were there together every single day. It was the same exact thing.
Chris, when did you see a drift?
It was earlier this year when I'm gone the majority of the day. I'm in school. We've got 2 kiddos. We have a very strong-willed 3-year-old, and he was just giving it to us, and it was tough. Then we had about a 6 or 7-month-old, our daughter. We had all of these things going and going and going, and literally we were going like this constantly. And when we'd see each other, we were basically just passing by, and it just came to a realization one day, and we said, you know what, our marriage isn't bad, but it's not great, and we want it to be great. And we wanted to take the time and invest, and we wanted to pursue each other, and we wanted to go to and visit with somebody that could provide some wisdom for us. But it was earlier this year. It was we were just becoming kind of good roommates, and we did not want to do that. And when we were together, we wanted to communicate effectively. And we wanted to be able to spend great time together, because we don't have a lot of margin. And so for the time that we were together, we wanted to be effective.
When we take our couples through the 2-year marriage mentor group, one of the things we try to emulate is we have a date night, and it's been for the longest time it was it Monday nights we did it?
We've done it Monday nights. We've done it lunches also.
Lunches.
Just what works in the season of our life.
And in one role I had in Virginia, D.C. area, it was Wednesday lunches, because our kids were younger in school, and when your kids are in school, that's built in. And I would take 2-hour lunches. I didn't make apologies. It's like I've got to have this margin with my wife, and I could, on a pulse, I can tell when we miss those lunches, the tension goes up. The conflict goes up, the parallel tracks get busy, and now as Cindy's full-time real estate, we have to work even harder, because her schedule is, you're on. And so we've got to adjust and move a lot of targets. But again, Dennis and Barbara taught us that line that if you don't date your spouse, someone else will. And it's been one of the challenges for us to guard that marriage for 34 years. And just to incentivize you, we have more fun now than we ever thought we'd have in those first 5, 10, 15 years of marriage, because now it's like, we have margin, we have money that we didn't have when we were younger couples. We got freedom to do things that we didn't have. So it's a whole new game at 57 and 29. It's just a lot easier. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 13 a passage that we probably know too well, but when he's illustrating love, it's patient, it's kind, it's not jealous, it doesn't brag, it's not arrogant, it does not act unbecoming, does not seek its own, is one that always strikes me. That love is not this worldly picture of, romance and the honeymoon that lasts forever, which is great, but it's not about me. And I think if every married couple understood, if I love Cindy the way she needs to be loved, she is more likely to love me the way I want and need to be loved than if I withhold or say it's not this way and therefore you don't love me. But love does not seek its own is always striking to me. It's not selfish. And at some point, dying to marriage is this person you married is more important than your own needs. And when it gets to that point, commitment isn't this albatross. At least it doesn't feel like to me. We never stop dating. It's my job to pursue her no matter if she rebuffs me. I've got a client. I've got to show this out-of-town client. And I'm like, get back up on your horse, Michael. You can take her to dinner. You can take her to lunch. It can move. The target can move. And to know that our world's children, needy children, when they're young, when they're teenagers and it's busy and you have to be around all the time, those margins will change in life. But just keep on courting, keep on dating, keep on pursuing. And when the kids are gone, it's like, party!